Good morning, everyone. I hope you have your nice warm drink.
Oops,
Ooh, we lost Barbara.
I accidentally hit my video button.
Button. Did you hit your button?
Hit my button.
Okay. Well, today we've we've been talking in the green room. They're never green, about motivation and Monday motivations and just various things that do and don't motivate you. Um, sometimes when you're overly busy, you're almost more motivated. Uh, you're more efficient. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
But you do need those downtimes. I mean, God called the people to rest 1 day a week, and we should do that. And my husband have done, and I've done that quite a bit, even when we were traveling and ministering more, because we worked on Sunday basically, and so we rested on Saturday. That doesn't always work because sometimes people book things in that you have no control over. It's something you need to do,
Mhm.
you need to be at. But you need to take a day every week, 1 out of 7, to just kick back, spend time with God, find out where you're going, what you're doing. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you are you being are you being present in your life?
Right.
So that really makes a difference in the rest of your week. You've got to stop and take stock with prayer and reading the word, because that's your guidepost, that's your roadmap, and you can check in and make sure you're on the road. So that's kind of something we're going to cover a little bit today, and about how to motivate yourself, and sometimes it's others that will motivate you. So I'm Carol Henderson. I have Life by Design. I help you to circle up with your life. And I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Miss Barbara Ellison.
Well, hi everybody. Yeah, welcome to the show. Yeah, I just as I was just listening to Carol too, that we had been talking about that when you get so busy. Over this last month, I have been very busy outside of my business, outside of the podcast, and outside of just all sorts of things have been happening with friends, and so just had a really busy schedule. And Carol one day said to me, she said, "Gee, Barb, you know what? How are you getting all this done?" I said, "Well, I have to admit that when you are busy, you you really get to take stock of what's the priority. What is the priority for that day?"
Mhm,
And there's a difference between being busy and productive and busy and being overwhelmed.
mhm.
And so there was a little bit of that in there too. So it was like, okay, yeah, I need to take a step back. Let's not go into overwhelm, because when it's overwhelmed, then nothing gets done.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Because then you just get stuck and overwhelmed. However, there were several days there where I was just absolutely so spot on. I got so much done because I was busy.
Well, and on
And
top
then,
of all of her regular stuff,
yeah,
her job,
yeah,
her business, her all of the different businesses that both of us are involved in, and podcast.
multiples.
She edited my husband's new book. She went through and kind of, because basically he got it on paper. I mean, he got it handwritten. I read this head scratch and got it on paper, and she took it from there and made a little sense out of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there were some times that, I mean, I did have to go back and go, what do you say? What are you trying to say here? Because it was just disjointed. But you know what? It was really fun for me to give me something to really focus on too.
Fun to
Um,
do something different than
and
what
to
you've
do
done.
something that was so totally different. And plus a friend of mine, I'll give him a plug, Lou Vickery. He's just such a sweetie. And we are doing a gratitude summit this week. And we were working on getting that up. And it's just been like one thing after another. And yet it has been such fun. When something stimulates you, find the things. So that's a little bit of what we're going to talk about today too, is find the things that stimulate you.
Well,
Because
shameless
otherwise
plug.
you can get just lost in the overwhelm of just, I've got so much to do, I don't know what to do first.
Exactly. And when something emotionally um, pops
Charges you,
up,
pops up, yeah.
sometimes it can kind of paralyze you.
Yes.
You know, you're thinking, what do I do? I need to do this, but I need to, it's just, and it just becomes this swirling whirl of thought
Whirling whirl of
and
chaos.
inaction. Yeah,
And
chaos.
then you do nothing.
Yeah. But I want to give a shameless plug for Barbara's Gratitude Summit. I get to be a speaker,
Of
but
course.
give them the date, because that's an open forum and it's free of charge, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's
all of them.
absolutely free.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a gratitude summit. We're going to be doing it on Zoom. We're going to be putting it out on Facebook. We're going to be live streaming to Facebook and a whole bunches of other places. And so, yeah, it's going to be live streamed to my personal page, BarbaraEllison. And so, yeah, and we'll put a link to it, and it's free to register. You can just register at it, and which I realized right at this moment, I should have made a bit.ly link for it, but didn't. Just thought of it.
Well, you
And
can
just
put it out on the comments after we've
I'll
posted
put it in the
this too.
comments underneath this show, and register for it, even if you know that you cannot attend. If you cannot attend, still register for it, because then we'll know you want a replay. And we are going to be sending out a replay, and then you can just pick and choose what you listen to. We're going to have many speakers, and we're just really excited about it, of how gratitude has played a part in our lives. Like, one of the things that I'm going to be talking about is realizing your future you. Well, you know what? Realizing your future you starts today with gratitude for what you have today. And
Amen.
so that's going to be part of it. And he is just full of generational wisdom, and his talk is called A Wise Word. And that's what he does, because he has been so varied in his he played for he was a pitcher for the New York Yankees. He had a podcast, he had a radio show for 12 years, whole bunches of other things where he's been a trainer and a speaker. And so he has got such a varied background and just the generational wisdom. And plus he's 84. And so it is just, I'm so excited to do the gratitude. And one day he called me, he says, "Barb, we should do something on gratitude. It's that time of year." And it's like, "Okay, Lou, let's do it." And kind of, we just came into it and said, "All right, we don't know how to do this, but we're going to find the people who can help us to do it." And we've had some snags. Absolutely, because this was, we didn't know. We've had some snags, but you know what? We've still gone forward with it. So when you reach a snag, reach out for help with it.
Yeah.
That's another part of Motivation
Or
Monday.
call somebody and vent. Barbara called me and goes, "Carol, I just need to vent."
I just need to vent.
I'm going, it's okay. We're good.
It
To have
will.
somebody that's not so close to it that can
Right.
tell you it will be okay
It will be
is
okay.
important. It is
Yeah.
important to have someone like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think mine is the title of mine is Gratitude in the Trenches.
Gratitude in the trenches. Yeah, you've been through a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, it is just fun to be able to do things like that in the midst of what you might be thinking of as your craziness. Like, I remember one time I called a friend of mine and I said, "Oh, I'm just living in Crazy Town." She said, "Well, leave." I said, "I don't know how." I couldn't get out of Crazy Town. And
Don't buy a house there.
don't buy a house in Crazy Town. And yet afterwards, it was like, "Oh, that's why I got stuck. That's why I was stuck in Crazy Town." And because it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
And the key to it is really just taking a break back. taking a step back and go, okay, or do something different. So one of the things for yesterday for me, or revisit things from your past. Yesterday, I've been a member of Mind, give them a plug. I've been a member of Mind Valley for, oh yeah, I don't even remember. It has been years that I have been a member of Mind Valley, and have several of their courses, have done several of their courses. And yesterday I said, oh, I'm going to go check out that course. It was just that one of those inspired moments. If you have an inspired thought to do something, go do it right then. Anyways, so I said, well, I'm going to check out this thing that I did with Lisa Nichols on speaking. And well, lo and behold, there was a free course that had been added to Mind Valley on my account anyways. And it's called the Evolutionary Woman.
Ooh.
And it's, yeah. And I'm on day 2 of Evolutionary Woman, of just getting in touch with who you are, what you want to do. And I thought, well, I'm already in touch with who I am and what I want to do. But you know what? I am also a firm believer that learning never ends.
Right.
That you never, ever, ever stop learning.
Oh,
And
can
so
I share
anytime,
something that I learned this weekend?
what did you learn this weekend?
I learned my middle son came and visited us. He lives up in Washington State. So it's not something that happens often. Okay. So he was talking, and something, we deal a lot in frequency. Barbara and I both do a lot of frequency work and have products and protocols and machines and all kinds of stuff. Very much a fan of frequency. I mean, the chair you're sitting in is made out of frequency. The
Right.
computer or
Vibration.
phone you're watching us on is made out of frequency. It's not just radio waves like we are familiar with. It's everything, even things we see as solid. In fact, beat on my table there, are made from frequency. But he was sharing the frequency of fabrics.
Oh,
Your body, and I don't have all this exact. I think your body is 110 megahertz. Cotton is 110 megahertz. Synthetics are 0 megahertz. Wool and linen are 5,000 megahertz. Now, how that works in your body is, if I'm wearing cotton, it's kind of a wash. It's not benefiting me, but it's not taking away from me. If you have on synthetics, it is pulling your energy away.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yes. Now, if you're wearing linen and wool, it builds your frequency. I mean, this kid is healthier than I've ever seen him. So many changes in his life. He's the one with 6 kids. So anyway, but and he said, well, that's why I have on this linen shirt. He had on linen shirts and linen pants.
Wow.
In the Bible, it says, don't mix your linen and your wool. Okay, there's a scripture in, I think, Leviticus or wherever they were given all the rules about
Leviticus.
mixing your linen and your wool together. What happens is linen spins at one, there's a right spin and there's a left spin in all things frequency. And if you mix them, they're 0 because they cancel each other out. Both of them are very, very beneficial. And so I literally was going to my closet today. It's like, okay, or yesterday and today, what do I have that's cotton? What? Because I'm a big linen fan, but that's more of a summer.
That summer, yeah.
Fabric.
I wear linen in the summer.
Yeah, I used to wear tons of linen. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely tons of linen. When I had my agency and stuff, I wore a great deal. Now I more or less wash things wear things I throw in the washer. And so I have kind of gotten away from the linen aspect. And I mean, you can wash linen, but it has to be
It
ironed.
wrinkles.
So, well, and it does wrinkle, and so yeah, I had to really in the business world watch for things that looked good wrinkled, for lack of a better term,
Mhm.
um, and such, because there's also the whole thing about you don't want to be a wrinkled mess when you're in business and stuff.
Right.
But the thing is, I thought, oh, that's why. And that's why I think too, I mean, look at us. The older we get, the more synthetics are out there.
Right.
Uh, and I mean, I have a pair of jeans that I wear all the time. They're made out of old plastic bags. It's a company that all their stuff is made out of old plastic bags. And so, it's like maybe that's why you struggle more at an older age, because you're going for the ease. You're going for the not having to iron your linen pants.
That's me. I don't wear anything that I have to iron.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm past
And,
that. I
and
want I
there's
want
the
to be able
dry
to pull it
cleaner.
out of the dryer and put it on.
Yeah, there's the dry cleaners, but then there's the chemicals in the dry cleaning.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Ah,
yeah. So we
but
need
you
to
learn something new
take a
every day.
look. Yeah. I was just like, tell me more. Tell me more. It's just but look up frequency of fabrics, and
I'll
it's
have to look at I will do that.
yeah, it was fascinating and stuff. So
Right.
very exciting. So go check your closet, see how much you have that's
Yeah.
real and how much you have is man-made, so to speak.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Like one day, speaking of frequency, one day Carol and I we looked up the it was the frequency the of sound. Like even sound has frequency.
Oh yeah,
And one of the days we watched this video where this guy hit a gong,
a
a
bowl.
tong, a sounding tong, and we felt it. It was
Mhm.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
because we feel frequency. And so
Well, and
yeah,
your music is
music.
very
Yeah, I do
important.
sound therapy.
Yeah.
When if
Music,
I'm feeling, I'll put on sound therapy.
yeah. Music is very important uh in and if you can fact check me on this, but in Nazi Germany, they changed the frequency. All things, or most, I won't say all, most music has been tuned to a different frequency. I can't think if it's 444 or something, but
Mm.
it's a disharmony.
Mm.
And if you think about it, back, historically, it was a different tune just by like 4 megahertz is
Hmm.
all. They changed it, but it's in disharmony. And think about music. Think about a beautiful symphony. How beautiful, how wonderful that is. And all music can be tuned into different hertz. Okay,
Mm.
it has to do with tuning your instruments, but the think about the hard rock and the metal and stuff, and how
Oh,
the
yeah.
and kids that are
I can't listen
on
to
it,
it.
they think that's great, but it causes disharmony in their bodies
Yeah.
and stuff. So anyway, we kind of wandered all over the place this morning. So
But the gist of it is just do the things that feed your soul.
yes, yes.
This is Monday. Do something today that feeds your soul, that gives you joy, that you love doing,
Hmm.
just for the sake of doing it.
Yes, yes. And,
Just for the sake of doing it.
and do things that motivate you. Do
Yeah.
things that motivate you to do more.
Yeah.
Not necessarily be busy, but things that motivate you.
Yeah.
Does sitting on the sofa reading a good book motivate you? Does watching an old movie? That's one thing Keith and I did. I think it was Friday, well, or third one day last week. He ran across the old last episode of MASH. It's a 2 hour episode, and we watched every bit of it, and it was just so pleasant to sit back and happier times, more simple for us. I mean, it wasn't for the guys in Korea, but
No,
just to sit and watch a movie with guys.
nostalgic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So take
So,
care of yourself, motivate yourself today, and circle up.
yeah.
If you're watching us on Facebook, be sure to click like and share. Tell your friends about us. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that little thumbs up button and share. Click the subscribe button and do the notification bell, because when we put things up, you'll get a little beep saying Mavens of Motivation just posted. So y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see you.
Bye, everybody.